Welcome to just outside of the Shenandoahs. We made it, yay! We're out and on track to be in Harper's Ferry on time. Guess what? We saw bears this morning, a mom and two cubs. First bears of the trail. They're real. Crazy. We're just past Front Royal now. We went into Front Royal for a little resupply and had breakfast at Mama's Country Diner, I think is what it was called. It was delicious. I got an omelet. Incredible. Yeah, so first bear sighting of the trail. And it was like the ideal kind of sighting because they were already headed away from the trail. So no danger. At first I heard the rustling in the woods and I was like, that's usually a deer. And I looked over and it was a big black bear. And then PM Dub saw the two cubs alongside her. So that was pretty exciting. They were a little far in the undergrowth for me to even consider trying to get a video. By the time I would have gotten out my camera, it would have been impossible to tell that there were bears there. But just take my word for it, we saw bears. So they're real. Saw 3 in Virginia. It's okay if I don't see any more, but if I do, hopefully it's under those same circumstances of a safe distance. Let's see, anything else? Shelter was packed last night. We caught back up with the bubble, or the part of the bubble that we've been hiking with for the last week, 2 weeks. I don't even know what is time anymore. So we're with like Tater, Alpaca, Tetris, Switch, Hardcore, Truck Stop, bunch of cool people, a few more. There's a whole bunch of them. So yeah, thanks to Gumbo for giving us a free ride into Front Royal. That was super nice. He's planning to hike the trail in a couple years, and he's doing trail magic for Thru-Hikers, driving us in and out of town. It's just so nice when we don't have to worry about figuring out a way in and out of town. So that's always really great. All right, I think that's all the updates. Time to keep hiking. Only crazy people hike in the summer. I don't know how anyone does it, but this is too hot. There are too many bugs. If it wasn't necessary with the northbound hike, I would not be in the woods right now. I would be in a river. So I think one day I'll have to revisit the Shenandoahs in the fall when it's actually pleasant and the gnats are dead. I feel like I've been experiencing the various plagues, but with new things. Like first it was inchworms, which are relatively harmless. They were just all over everything. And then came the ants, which just cover you every time you sit down. And then the gnats, which are still going. There is nothing that drives me more insane than having a gnat buzzing in my ear. And they bite. It's not even just that they're annoying, it's that they bite you. I'm just covered in gnat bites all the time. They're worse than mosquitoes. And then the other plague is the bees. Now bees generally don't sting you, but they do crawl into places where you might not be aware that they are. And so if you set your arm down while one happens to be on your shirt, then your arm is going to get stung because you accidentally just gently squished a bee, which is what happened to me yesterday. There are just so many bees all the time. You don't even realize that one is there. Speaking of which, there was a gnat on my hand just now. Awful. Anyway, I love hiking. This is fun. We're doing our first hiking into the night just out of necessity. We, like I mentioned before, we went into town, which was kind of a surprise. but fun and also needed. But that set us back a couple hours, so we're gonna reach the shelter around like 10 p.m., which there might actually still be some sunlight at that time. Still, the sun sets pretty late, but yeah, I don't really like being on a time crunch, but we've got to put in the miles to get to Harper's Ferry by the 3rd. We have plans, and also we're gonna stay at a hostel tomorrow too, and if we stayed at the last shelter, we'd have 23 miles to hike, and we just can't go that far. We just don't do it. Not yet. And also, at no point has Virginia been flat. I just want to say that. Don't let anyone ever tell you Virginia's flat, because it's not, ever, at all. No days are flat. That's all I have for now. Gotta hike. Whee! Here's the trail. Very interesting, very pretty. So many leaves. It's so exciting. My audiobooks are keeping me company. Right now, I'm listening to Under the Banner of Heaven, which is not an uplifting book. So now I'm in kind of a bad mood. But it's a cool historical account of some stuff. So I'm learning things. I'll give you a list of all the books I've read later. Oh, maybe now. The last book I read, I don't even remember. I'll tell you later. Because now, birds. I hear them. And this is long enough anyway. Okay, bye. Oh no, it's the roller coaster. It's not the kind I like. We've been waiting months for this moment. Here we are. Wish me luck. Just 13.5 miles of pointless ups and downs. Puds. Great. But we get to stay at a hostel after this. So, actually in the middle of it. Toward the end. Anyway, that's what I'm looking forward to. We can do it. This is fun. At least there's one bright spot in the roller coaster. Coke!
Coke!
Coke! Yay! We're still wet though. Super fun! I love hiking. Yay. Thank you, Trail Magic Trail Angels.